everyone, I think it's time we had a chat, don't you? So a couple of things. I'm going to talk about Esxence Milan 2019. Just there's been a little bit of a talk about some influencers, as they're called, influencers, going around bagging lots of freebies. And there's also been a little bit of drama on a written article on the website Cafe Le Bon that's kind of slagging off vloggers, and I thought I would address both of those subjects today. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. I've got Sweetie on my lap, by the way. I'll try and lift her up a little bit for you. There she is. She's so annoying. She just has to be on me. I think she's going off onto the table now, and I'm covered in fluff. Okay, so let's start with the Cafe Le Bon article. So there was actually two articles that kind of slagged us vloggers off. The first one has since been edited to not include the entire vlogging community, just some, and I'm just going to find you the article as it was originally before it got edited. Okay, so here's what it said. It was written by Michelin Carmen and Ido Meister from Cafe Le Bon. They kind of wrote the article together. It says the big difference this year was the amount of vloggers. Note Sebastian Jara, our editor, has been attending several years and always with grace. He is not part of this hopefully short-lived phenomena. And while there is room for everyone, one has to grumble when you cannot make your appointment because there is an influencer with an entourage cordoning off the narrow aisles. Some bought their own highly visible entourage, complete with groupies, press, videographers, photographers, and heaven knows what else. So that was the original article, and then Timmy put a response in the comments. He obviously took that personally, as you can understand, because he was there, and I certainly didn't see any bad behaviour myself. I don't know who it was that cordoned off an aisle, but there was a very well-known frag reviewer that went, who quite possibly it could be him, but who knows. I certainly didn't see anything. So since then it has been amended, and now the big difference this year was the amount of vloggers. Again, she excludes Sebastian Jara from this. She doesn't exclude her other writer who I met, who was lovely, a nose Dana. She's really lovely, by the way. Doesn't mention her, but she's one of the writers as well. So she excludes him from this, and it says he is not part of this, nor are the majority of video fragrance reviewers we met there. So I'm going to put the link to the whole article. You can have a read yourself and see what you think. It did feel like a bit of an attack on vloggers. It felt a little bit snobby, and I can understand it. It maybe seems a little easy for us to just sit in front of a video and upload it, but actually some of the video YouTubers out there put in a lot of effort into their editing, etc., and hours of time goes into it. So if you don't like videos, don't watch them. That's what I think. I love reading written reviews as well as watching videos, so I have absolutely nothing against the writers. The writers that I met there were lovely. I met Miguel Matos, and there was another lady from the Fragrantica team who was an absolute ray of sunshine, and that's what she was referred to by I think it was Sarah Baker who called her a ray of sunshine at the at Sarah Baker perfume stand. But she was a literally beaming, lovely, friendly person. Miguel was all over the show, so busy, but really friendly. So the team of Fragrantica, especially friendly. I didn't really speak to anyone from Cafe Le Bon team. I'm sure they were very busy in getting their information for their articles and trying to get to their appointments, despite the aisle being cordoned off by a horrid blogger, or vlogger should I say. So there's another article on Cafe Le Bon about Esxence, which came out after that one, and this one was by Hermano Pico, and he just said, there was a little slight against us again. He said there was a record for the highest presence of vloggers and influencers, which he put in quotation marks. And he said he was very pleased to meet Dana from A Nose, but he was a little bit shocked by the amount of vloggers. So it's a little bit contradictory because Dana is also a vlogger, so I'll let you make of that what you will. But if you don't like vloggers, don't watch them. I'm really sorry if one person acted off and if people were a little bit extra, it certainly wasn't me, and it certainly wasn't the vloggers that I was hanging out with. I really hope that we can all be friends, so I'm going to link all my favourite blogs in the information below. There's going to be the Candy Perfume Boy, who I really love his blogs, they're nice and succinct, and also I'm going to link Mr. Smelly's blogs, they're really well written, believe it or not. I'm going to link Fragrantica because it is the source of everything that you ever need. It's the most used and the most loved forum on the entire fragrance community, from what I can gather. Everyone refers to it, it's fantastic. And of course Miguel Matos is one of the writers, or I'm not sure if he's a writer or editor. But anyway, moving on from that, there was a lot of talk of free bottles, whether it be at Esxence itself and people actually demanding free bottles at their appointments, or whether it be vloggers, bloggers, Instagrammers contacting companies and asking for free bottles or collaborations. How do we feel about that? Well, I think it's not something I would do. I'm not gonna sit in judgment on it, but it's just not something that I would do. And I know this goes on in all different communities of beauty and makeup industry. It's massive free stuff going around all over the show. It has been for many years. I have contacted companies and asked for samples in the past. Some have very kindly sent me some, and I've always tried to do a review. There are times when, for whatever reason, something gets in the way and I forget, or maybe I'm just not moved enough to be able to do the review. For the most part, I really try and do the review, but I've decided I'm not asking any companies for samples anymore, because I feel like it could actually put them in a situation. So how some companies have been speaking out now is they feel a little bit under pressure to provide that free bottle or the free sample in case the reviewer decides to turn on them on social media or slate their product. So they feel stuck between a rock and a hard place. But customers are getting angry that free stuff's going out and they can't trust the review. So I think that there needs to be a little bit of a change. I think that everyone needs to play their part. The reviewer must be transparent 100% in their review and say if they got the sample or bottle for free, very clearly. The consumer needs to ask the reviewer if they've not disclosed one way or the other. They need to be asking. Ask the reviewer in the comments, on their Instagram, whatever. Did you get the bottle for free? Did you pay for it? Ask, keep asking. It's going to encourage them to disclose it. Now, as a brand, I think you should have a clear policy, and you should put that on your website so that people like me and other reviewers know exactly what your policy is on sending out samples, etc. for review. And also maybe have a template, a nice polite refusal template ready to send back to those people you want to refuse. If you all unite as brands, or I know you all talk to each other, particularly the small indie artisan companies, you do all talk to each other. If you all unite, you should be safe. And if there is some arseholes out there that want to slam you just because you don't give them free stuff, call them out. Call them out. So then, all that leaves is for me to tell you what my scent of the night is. I'm going to work. I've got a night shift. Yay! 12-hour night shift coming up. And I've decided to wear this one here. It's Miracle of Roses by Miguel Matos. And I'm wearing this because for me, it's comfort and peace. The Miracle of Roses is a very beautiful story. I'm not going to go into it now. I did talk about it in my review of this fragrance, which I'll link below, and I'm going to put some in my hair. And you can look up the Miracle of Roses online, of course. And then on my wrists, because I'm extra myself, on my wrist I'm going for Red Queen, and this is basically a sign of peace. So this is a collaboration between Sarah McCartney from 4160 Tuesdays and Micheline Carmen of Café Le Bon. And I'm wearing this fragrance, which I believe is a rose fragrance. To me it smells very deep and a bit spicy, sort of cinnamon rose. I'm still getting to know it. I know it's quite empty, but that's because I split some out so that I could share it out with people on a Facebook group that wanted to try it. So we shared the bottle. That's why there's not much there, because I've got too much perfume. That's what I do to subsidise my spending. So I smell really, really fantastic. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I would love your comments. Please tell me what you think. That's it. Bye.